long tongue, which is a very useful tool for the animal. The
动来一下。
okapi, though, was so reclusive and so well camouflaged, it actually was not discovered by the Western world until 1901. Well, it looks like we actually made our way to a nice-sized water hole here. A lot of times animals are attracted to areas like this since literally every animal does need water. Keep those fingers crossed too. Sometimes you might actually get lucky and find a rare species in areas like this, and I do hope that we find something just a little more rare. Although right now I'm not seeing any movement. And it looks like there might actually not be anything by this water, so we'll go ahead and just cruise on past it. Habitats like these, though, they are important for a wide variety of animal species. Simply by recycling paper, we can actually all do our part. That's because paper is made from trees. So when you recycle, you're keeping forests just like these as beautiful as they are today. And the thing is, recycling paper just doesn't help out not only forests here in Africa, but actually all over the world. And it's really something so simple we can do. There's no reason why not. You know, I do see a clearing up here. Let me go ahead and check out that clearing. Sometimes it is easier to see some movement of animals if there's just not as many trees in the way. Oh, holy smokes. Okay, real quick, left. There is a black rhino there. You might be able to get just a quick glimpse. Friends, I do need you to stay in your seats though for me, please. Now, black rhinos, they are critically endangered. There's actually less than 5,000 of them in the entire world, and that is because of humankind. Humans, they've actually poached them because of their horns. They are made of a material called keratin. That's the same exact protein as our hair and fingernails. Many cultures, though, still believe that there is medicinal value, which is such a shame. Anybody here, though, a fan of hippo? Yeah, some of us are. Alrighty, friends, we're going to head towards the Sapi River, which is usually a pretty good place to look for hippos, since there's lots of water around there. Hippos, they definitely do call waterways their home. They can be a little tricky to find, though, so you're going to want to look for something that looks like a giant rock in the water, especially if it looks like it's blowing bubbles or moving around. That's a good sign you're looking at a hippo at that point. Well, not a rock. Oh, friends, you know what? It looks like we're in luck, though. There's a hippo that's decided to take a snooze on the riverbank out here to the right. Now, this is not necessarily so uncommon to see that you would never see it in your lifetime. Hippos do come out onto the land all the time, just usually at night. That's because they're a nocturnal species. That's when they'll come out of the water and actually forage for the food that they eat. They eat a lot of grasses. They are herbivores. But this view definitely gives you an idea of their size. Now, if that hippo did need to travel quickly, it could actually do so at 20 miles an hour. Pretty surprising. Looks like there are some pink-backed pelicans out here on this island to the left. They may look a little gray right now, but during mating season, they will form a pink color on their back. They're actually one of the smallest pelican species, even though they still have a wingspan of around 8 feet long. They also do stay together in colonies, which is why there are so many of them in the area. Not a solitary pelican by any means. We're going to go ahead, though, follow the Sapi this way, see if we try to find any more hippo, any more pelican, or maybe some animals we just haven't seen yet. Riverways, you just never really do know for sure. Actually, it looks like there's some Nile crocodile here to the left. They are the largest crocodilian species you'll find here in Africa. They're anywhere from 16 to 20 feet. Friends, once again, I need everyone to please sit down. Thank you so much, friends. Nile crocodiles, they actually do make some pretty amazing parents. They are egg layers, and when the time is right, they will take their eggs in their mouth, slowly and gently roll them around. That way those little ones do have an easier time of getting out of those eggs. Just kind of lets them start life out on the right foot. Now, friends, as we do continue this way, though, you might start to notice some changes in the plant life around here. It's going to be thinning out and looking just a little bit different. That's because we're actually headed for an entirely different ecosystem altogether, the savanna. That's where a lot of those famous animals do typically call themselves home. So fingers crossed we'll be able to find some of those famous species. Actually, a pretty cool tree here on the right. This is a baobab. Now, I know it looks like it is growing upside down. However, it's growing entirely right side up. It's just leafless 9 months out of the year. It's a great way to preserve water since it doesn't exactly rain out on the savanna all that often. Friends, though, you're going to want those cameras ready because in just a moment we're going to have an amazing view of the savanna since it's a bird's eye view. I do think it's extra gorgeous, and I hope you do too. A lot of plants and animals, they do call the savanna home. And you know what, friends, way out there, I definitely do see those giraffes. I'll talk about them when we get a little closer. So we'll go ahead and make our way down to the hillside so we can start exploring. Good places to initially look out for these animals are actually going to be within some of the taller grasses. That's because it does provide an excellent camouflage source for just about any animal, both prey and predator. Prey, they can stay hidden from those predators to avoid the hunt. Predators, though, they can continue to stalk their prey to hopefully have a much more successful hunt. Which, if you are a predator, that is the ideal situation. It takes a lot of energy to do that hunting, so it's something a predator does not need to waste or essentially want to waste. We'll see if we can get closer to those giraffes. But oh, friends, you're going to want to keep your eyes out here on the left. I just got a glimpse of an African wild dog. That's actually an endangered predator species. African wild dogs are very good predators too. They will chase their prey until it does collapse from exhaustion, in which case they will then attack and finish the job. African wild dogs, they do have a nickname though, and that is the painted dog. That's because of those beautiful colors they have. No two will ever have the same exact patterns either, so you can tell each member of a pack apart. And friends, once again, if I can have everyone please sit down. So way in the back there, my friend in that orange t-shirt. It's a rockin' orange t-shirt, but I want to see when we get to the ward. It's not on here, okay, my friends? Now we're going to go ahead and continue this way though. There's actually some interesting reddish-brown mounds up here, and these are termite mounds. They're created by termites using saliva, dirt, and other materials. As they bake in the sun, they're going to become as hard as concrete. Lots of times animals like elephants will actually use them as a scratching post. As they do so, they're going to wear down. Animals then like antelope and gazelle will actually use them as a lookout post. Just gives them a little more of a bird's eye view of the surrounding area. Beautiful view of these Maasai giraffe though coming up here on the left. You can tell they are Maasai since their spots are just a little more messy and a little bit irregular in appearance. Some giraffe may have spots that are slightly more square-shaped in kind of marking and defined. Now giraffes, they certainly are the tallest land mammals on the planet. They're going to stand anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall, although males typically will stand taller than females. Now, even though they are so tall, they actually only have a total of 7 vertebrae in their necks. And that is the same amount that we as humans have. Theirs are obviously just going to be a little bit larger than ours, kind of sort of going to help them give them that height. Not only do giraffes have their height, though, they also do have an 18-inch long prehensile tongue. It's actually a bluish-black color, and that is to prevent sunburn. They do spend about 16 to 20 hours of their day eating. They actually only sleep 30 minutes a day, and that's not even at once. That's only 5 minutes at a time. Now, giraffes, when they are born, they will start their lives out at 6 feet tall. So they do have some pretty tall babies. Those babies, they learn to walk rather quickly as well. That's because if they're on the ground for too long, it is possible if a predator was around, they would be a very easy target at that point. Hey, some more animals though coming up here on the right. There is a herd of gray-colored animals. They are white-bearded wildebeest. Wildebeest actually go, oh hey, actually there's a different herd too right here. Right here literally to the right. Those are springbok. They're actually the smallest antelope species you'll find here on the reserve. They only stand around 2 to 3 feet tall. At times they'll also do an incredibly interesting behavior called pronking. When they pronk, they're going to leap continuously in the air, legs straight, backs arched. Science really is not sure why they do it though. It just kind of occurs when something excites them. Another giraffe out here along with those white-bearded wildebeest that I was saying. Wildebeest do go through one of the longest and largest migrations of any animal. Around 1.5 million, they'll travel anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles. They're actually extremely well adapted for the migrations as well. They can go up to an entire 5 days on not a single drop of water. And those animals with those massive-looking horns, those are holy cattle. They're the only domesticated animal on the reserve. The horns they have may look rather heavy, but they're actually not. They're honeycombed inside. Kind of like a sponge, almost in appearance. Think of them like a giant air conditioning unit. Blood flows through them, and it's just going to help them regulate their body temperatures. Out of all the animals we've seen, though, there's definitely no denying that giraffes are the tallest. However, they are not the largest land mammals on the planet. Largest land mammals, those are African elephants. And I definitely do think it would be pretty cool to say we saw the tallest and largest. So here in a moment, we'll go ahead and start making our way to elephant country. See if we can try to find some of those elephants. Now friends, there may be an animal in front of us, so we're going to be hanging out here for just a few moments. Anybody actually have questions?